Hello guys, in this section of my video I'll show you how I created a step-by-step for my patient form. So let's start. This is my database for my scenario, and within it I have 4 forms so far, and now I will have to add the fifth one, which is the patient one. The first thing I had to do was to click on the patient table, then I had to click on create, and then I had to click on form in order to create the actual form I want. And as you can see, now I got the form ready to be set, but now I have to change his design. So therefore I have to click on shape fill and select the one I use for my other forms, which is mainly light brown and yellow. So let's go back to it. Format, shape fill, gray, and it applies to every single one of them. So we'll make the whole field consistent as well as the table, and easy to be clear by the users that will want to complete the table, which are mainly the doctors from the scenario. Yeah. This is the telephone of the user. The borough has to be yellow to make it again more consistent. The town, which is London for this user. Telephone number, e-contact. So this shows you an example, and now I have, in order to save all the things, I have to go right click and then save, and then name the form as is in the table, which is patient, and then click on OK. So as you can see now, the patient form is ready to use by any doctor. In the following video I'll show you how I create the data consistency from my patient form, such as button, which is the first one that I'll show how I created in my patient form. It's quite one of the easiest ones to do, because you only have to click on patient, then right click on design view, then from here you'll be able to see the options that are available here, and I will have to select the button one, which is right at the top. Then I have to drag and drop it here, and after that I have to select the one I want to use for this section. Then this is the print the form one. Then after I select the one I want from the action, which is print the form, I click on next. Then I click on next again. Then I click on next, and the command should be print patient form. After I click on finish, you can see here there is a layer print button, and if I click on open, it should allow me to select the stuff I want to print, as you can see. And if I click on OK, the patient form would be ready to be sent to the printer and then get printed out. In the following one, I'll show how I've done the step by step for the following the consistency, which is the checkbox. As you can see here, this is on the form design tools. Then I had to click on design, and then I had to select the checkbox, which is placed right here with a tick next to it. Then I have to click on it and drag and drop it wherever I want it to be. And then as you can see here, there is a text, and to make it easier and more friendly for the user, I can just type in yes. So if the user wants to submit the patient form, he can just select tick or no, and if the user doesn't want to select the changes, he can just leave the little square blank. And now I'll show you if let's test it if it work. You can see here that the user would be able to leave the square blank if he doesn't want to submit the patient form, and if he wants to, he can select yes, which is the ticking. So this shows you that my patient form checkbox work correctly. In this video I'll show how I created a consistency for the combo box and how I did it for the horse style. So let's start. The first thing I had to do was to right click on the patient form, click on design view, and then underneath just make a bit more space for it so I can just add the combo box, which is placed right here as you can see. Then I had to click on it, and after that I had to just create the layer square, and then I had to add I would like to type the values I want myself, then click on next. This is for the attended or no attended appointment, so the first option would be attended and the second one would be not attended, and then after that I had to click on next. Remember the value for layer user, that's the option I want to go with. Then I had to click on next, and then I had to label my form with an appropriate name, which is appointment attended, and then I had to click on finish. And then I had to right click on it, just place it a bit here, and then within it I should be able to view the selection. And as you can see here, there are two options that the user can select, which is attended and not attended, and my combo box works fine as you can see. The last consistency I use for my patient form is the house style, color, font, etc. to make it more consistent and clear for the users. The first thing I had to do was to click on the patient form, then click on design view. Then after that I had to click on format just to choose the type, the shape fill and the shape outline I want to use. For example, for the patient ID I use the yellow one because it makes the text stand out, and for the patient ID I used I used the light brown because it makes the gray text stand out. And also for the background color, as you can see right here, I used a light blue because this is more appropriate for the user, and it also links to my assignment, which was the designing part, and it makes all the text stand out, and it also makes more reliable and consistent from my other pages as well. In this section of my video I'll show how I've done a step by step of how I created a macro. The first thing I had to do was to go and create right here at the top, then I had to click on macro, the macro symbol, then I had to type in the print object and select it, then I have to add an action which would be print again. Then after that I have to click on save. An appropriate macro name would be print, as you will print all the forms out, and then I had to click on OK. As you can see, the print is here, so now I have to close in order to try out. Then I have to click on run. OK. Then I have to give a PDF name which would be patient Dan. Then click on save again, and then as you can see I would be able to print out my my forms as a PDF table if I click on OK, and if after I click on OK, it would allow me to print all as many numbers of copies as I want, which is 1, and the number of pages which includes all pages within the forms. And this is how I create a macro. In this last section of my video I'll talk about the complete version of the forms, including the switchboard and their consistencies. The first one would be the switchboard, where user, which is the doctor in this case, would be able to select the patient ID. Then type in is the user name, which would be Andrew, and whatever. And then the doctor passport, which could be any. And then the login bar would allow take the user to the next page, which is the patient one, where the user would be able to type in his patient ID, which could be 110, first name, which could be Dan or whatever, last name Diaconescu. Then for the patient gender, the user would be able to select male or female from a combo or drop down box. Then the postcode would be typed in GH. Then the appointment date, for the appointment date I used another combo box or drop down, whatever you call it, where the user could be able to select attending or not. Then the user would be able to type in his borough, wherever he lives, town, telephone number, emergency contact, last name and telephone. And then the user would be able to click on submit, which is a tick box, and this will take the user to the next page, which is the doctor. Within this page I also used another drop down list where the user could type in more than for his address, whatever he needs, whatever space he needs, he would be able to use it. Then for the borough, I use another data consistency between the two main boroughs I found. For the doctors, one is Waltham Forest and the other one is Newham. Then and again, to make my forms more consistent, I used doctor gender. For the doctor gender section, I used the combo box, which is it stands for M stands for male and F for female. These two options. The next one would be the appointment. The user would be able to type in his ID, day, time, and he has more space to add everything here. Then he would be able to type in attended or not, yes or no, another combo box. And the ID also displays another combo box. He would be able to type in patient ID, staff ID, and room number as well. The next one would be the room, where the user would be able to type in the ID room. Then the room, for the room number, he would be able to select everything from a combo box, as well as for the room location, which also has a drop down box. And then for the staff, which is my last form, the user is basically gonna complete all the data. And for this I use the consistency for the staff telephone number, where the user would be able to type in only a certain number of digits or numbers, and if it goes over that, then an error message will display. And these are all my forms and all the data consistencies I used from it. Thank you for listening.